Oh, nice. Yes, it's Carla. Carla edited my book in English.
Ah.
Yeah, she comes from England, but she's now traveling with her baby
Yeah.
all over the world.
Beautiful.
Okay, so probably we can just start talking and we will record and we can then post it online. So,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
I think I've done record. Yes, it's recording. Yeah.
So great to meet you online, Aletheia.
Thank you.
I will just share that we met a few years ago when I was visiting France and I was at your place, 𝘰𝘂𝗪𝗏, below the Pyrenees, very close to the Spain, actually, southern France.
Yeah.
And I loved your place. I had a huge experience there with sacred feminine energies, really. It was amazing. I will never forget this.
Mm.
And now you actually read my book and your feedback was really, for me, inspiring. So thank you for this. And at the same moment, I just want to ask you, how you can first maybe say a few words about yourself, how you live in 𝘰𝘂𝗪𝗏, so that people will know.
Okay.
The one that you don't know you yet. And
hello, friends.
Then we'll go. Yeah.
Hello, friends. My name's Aletheia. Me and my husband, Pete, and my mama, Dinah, we all live in this great big property called 𝘰𝘂𝗪𝗏, just beneath Chateau Montségur, which is a very famous point in the land connected to the Cathar history of France. The Cathars, possibly, definitely, being the spiritual descendants of Mary Magdalene. And this region is absolutely pioneering in the rise of the sacred feminine. It really is an area so obviously marked by her presence. And that's where I met Andrea, right at the very beginning. She came to the house whilst we were just about to start rolling our sleeves up and renovating and changing and putting our stamp of approval on it. And yet, despite those early days, incredible things happened to these women.
True that. Yeah, and in this time now, I was guided to actually explore or research the field of family homesteads, inspired by the book Ringing Cedars of Russia from Vladimir Megre, and of the wisdom of Anastasia. Yeah. And you also read this book, Aletheia.
Oh my gosh, yes, I remember them appearing in England and everybody was raving about them. And I remember dipping in one time, and the part that really sticks with me is to put the seeds that you're about to grow under your tongue, and the seed will start communicating with your body and the quality of your body, and the vegetables that it grows will be just right for your type of system. And it was like an epiphany that was, wow. And it was also, of course.
Yeah.
Such common sense, but no one was thinking in this way at that time.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I had the same about this book. Like, wow, of course.
Yeah.
The seeds that are informed by your biofield of the body.
Yes.
And it was like, Shambhala movie at that time.
Yeah. That's right. And then the movie Avatar comes along.
Yes.
And it seems to be of the same essence, the same energy.
Exactly. I had the same.
Yeah.
And, how did you find yourself, find yourself in this field of working, or actually working, I don't know, co-creating with the earth? Now you have a big property, a huge piece of land.
Yes.
You're also very consciously like a guardian of it, as I see you.
Yes. I don't remember how it all started because it's all such a blur.
Yeah.
Because it was a little bit like stepping into Avatar. My old life just dissolved in the rear view mirror, and this new canvas appeared in front of me. I'd never worked with the land before. I'm a writer, I'm a sort of creative person. I have only ever had cats and dogs as animal companions. But the catalyst has to be the introduction of the animals. That was like the first domino that went down. And then all the others started to go down after that, because that instantly introduced me to a whole new way of living, because now I'm not living for me anymore. I'm living for these new creatures that are living alongside of us. And I had done a lot of research in factory farming. And this is who we are mostly rescuing, animals from the factory farms. And that felt really important to me to extend the land we have here to those folks who'd been in those awful conditions. So not only was it the yay of having animals on site, but also starting to look at their eyes, starting to feel them as a being, starting to receive their story, knowing lightly where they've come from, because I saw a lot of documentaries to make sure I really got it, no head in the sand. But then what happened is they weren't animals anymore. They became friends. And not just any old friend, but immense and best friends.
Yeah.
So it was the animals.
How the life changes when
Yes.
we meet the living beings all around us in the same way that we meet each other. Huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
And looking after animals is not just something you do in the day. You've always got one ear open as you sleep throughout the night. I remember in my very, very early days, I used to talk about the dark shepherdess, like mystical transmissions of the dark shepherdess, meaning a shepherdess that would go out into the dark. If she heard her lambs or her goats squealing because they've got lost, they've fallen into the ditch, the dark shepherdess would throw on her raincoat and her Wellington boots and grab her crook and go out in the rain, in the storm, looking for that one little sheep, that one little goat. So it was very kind of like very Jesus-y, very Christian. And I've become her. I've become the dark shepherdess.
Now that was such a story that I was saying now that listening to you, oh, this is for another story. I could write it down.
Yeah.
Look, when you read my book,
yes,
and reading about the stories that I visited here in Slovenia, in this country.
Yes.
Have you ever been to Slovenia?
I think I did once. I remember in my 20s, I was part of an MTV crew.
Oh!
I was offering Reiki, sponsored by Lipton's iced tea, to all the ravers.
Wow.
So yes, I have been to Slovenia, maybe just for like one night.
Okay, so you can say you've been actually.
I have been.
Yeah, but these are stories from the land that it's not that familiar to you, but it's still what you wrote to me as a feedback on the book.
Yes.
For me, it was like, wow, you were inspired. So
Why You
Yeah.
read what I wrote. Have you got it to hand? Have you?
Yeah, I have it somewhere here.
Yeah,
I
let's
can-
hear it. Let's hear it in your tongue.
Okay. In my tongue?
Yes.
No, in Slovenian, you mean?
Oh no, no,
Ah,
but
no,
I want to hear
okay.
you say it to
Okay.
yourself. Yeah.
Okay, what you wrote to me is it was, every few years, a body of work comes along that revitalizes my love for the natural world in a way that is strangely intimate. Andreja 𝗕𝗂𝗂𝗧's Garden of Love takes me by the hand and leads me into a deeper sense of my soul, bringing answers to the question, why this timely renaissance? With generous, precise, and unsentimental prose, Andreja brilliantly brings back to life in a most resurrectory way our opportunity to return to Eden. So yeah, that was, I read it and I was like, wow, thank you. I was touched.
That's lovely. Good.
Yeah, tell me what really, how you felt, what did you, I don't know, what inspired you in the going
I
through
could
this?
feel the freshness of your transmission. This was not a book that was referring back to any kind of past we've ever had. It wasn't a hippie book. It wasn't like get a homestead and, you know, start doing permaculture on the land. There's loads of books like that out there. This had a pristine, fresh breath of air. And for me, air is inspiration. I could feel the priestess in you. I could feel the sacred feminine activist in you. And I just said, yes. It's a new angle. It's a new, it's a fresh transmission.
Wow.
And we were talking a little bit earlier about how, you know, the old word ministry, to minister to someone. We probably think of religion, we think of church, we come to church on a Sunday to receive, to go to ministry. And that's not what the sacred feminine way is inspiring. She's not interested in an hour a week for a little bit of ministry. Her ministry is like minute by minute, moment by moment. And it's not really about our personal spiritual awakening anymore. It's now community. It's now, you know, Eden, reaching out to all that has the blessing of life, and to find our way of harmonizing and cohabiting with everything else, and the human being not being top of the pyramid, but serving, the human being serving this new Eden. And that's what I felt in your book. These folks that you had visited, they were serving. They were serving Eden. They were serving the greater vision.
That's, wow. Such a, it's actually a very deep topic, this. I mean, deep messages coming out, because as we said earlier, I felt the common thread in all these stories that I visited, and exactly how I felt that these people serve something. They're not just, you know, farmers or anything like that. They're completely different persons. They're really the serving of the earth, of the land. They're communicating with the land and hearing what the land needs and how to bring that out, and exactly what you said, serve. And this common thread was actually how I feel now. It's really the feminine principle in it.
I would say mostly, you know, farmers, farming, it's a business. Mostly, I'm not saying all, mostly. What we're doing is not a business. We have probably over 100 creatures living alongside of us. We don't expect anything from them. We're not after their milk. We're certainly not after their meat. We're not after their fur, their fleece, their feathers. Nothing. What they are being invited to is to live a natural long life. Because in farming situations, factory farming, no animal lives past 6 months. And that's really important for everyone to know. No animal lives past 6 months.
Wow.
And the mammals,
Yeah.
cows, the goats, the sheep, the pigs, they could live a lifespan of 15 years. But no farm animal lives a natural lifespan. But they jolly well will around here. And they don't, that nothing is expected from them in return.
I think that's really beautiful. Actually, that's how we should live also, like not only with animals, but with humans.
Yeah.
And how I feel these stories is also that they are creating the environment or ecosystem that supports this kind of living, that really evokes the best in you, the original code in you, the pristine original source of our inner nature.
Yes.
And it gives the opportunity to that this nature can really comes out.
Yes.
Just live.
I can imagine, like I imagined, and still do on occasion, that it is impossible to live outside of the mindset of business and how am I going to make money? But there is an equilibrium, there is a balance where you do your part, they'll do their part, the elements will do their part, and grace and, you know, divine providence now has the opportunity to emerge. It couldn't emerge in your life because you're too busy with your hands on the steering wheel, making things happen. But when we're not number one, and we're actually living for others, we're living to serve others, that divine providence can start to come in and like balance the scales.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's exactly how I feel these stories. And I mean, it's the lives here and what they're inspiring and bringing out. And I feel that really now is the moment in time that needs balance.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
So I hope that a lot of people will turn the head into this direction. So
yes,
my mission was to give these stories the voice so they can be seen, because they're not, you know, these are not stories that are in the media and they're in the first pages and news. And everybody's talking about. No, they're quiet little seeds that are growing from up. I mean, from down up.
Yes,
below. So, and here is the most potent moving for the change in the world. How I see it. I don't know how you see it.
Yes, I can absolutely see it. Let me take some time to say this. So daily life for me now demands every drop of my everythingness. Me and Pete, we're like that. We are rinsed out, you know, like 7 o'clock at night, 8 o'clock at night. Oh, let's just get a few more drops. Okay, they're done. We go to bed, we fall into bed exhausted. And what's so lovely is that we go to sleep and wake up strangely more revived. So we're not waking up like, oh God, we got to do all this again. Yet we go to bed that way, but we wake up like that. Ready? And I lie in bed and I can hear the roosters start crowing at 3 o'clock. And I'm like, no, stop it. Then it's the geese, then it's the turkeys. And about 6 o'clock, because I'm the one who goes out and opens everything up. And I go, oh, I don't want to, especially in the winter. Oh, I don't want to. The bed is just so lovely. Anyway, I do it. And as soon as I draw back the curtains of the barn, so to speak, and I get to see everyone's amazing faces, I say to myself, remember this moment. Nothing beats this moment. Pulling back the tarps, seeing all those amazing little faces who are so excited that it's morning. Nothing gives you so much love and worth. You realize the absolute worth and value of what you're doing.
Do you think,
I
because
look at them and I go, guys, you are amazing. You are amazing. And there's nothing more I want to be doing at 6:15 in the morning.
Do you think, I can see this glow, you know, also in your face and everywhere. But do you think the people see this already? That the people, because you're living quite openly, I mean, a lot of people come, you have a bed and breakfast also, I mean, open space.
Yes.
And, but seeing like the situation in the world, you meet a lot of people from different countries. Do you see that there is already the scale going into our direction, into this direction, or that people are still not decided which world they will choose?
Yes, there are folks who adore what we're doing and just want to get their wellies on and pull out the wheelbarrow and just go down the barn and start doing stuff. There are those who sort of stand at the gates and peer in. And what they see is, because, you know, at the moment I'm quite well dressed. What they see is the other version of me in my jeans with feathers in my hair and straw all over the place and probably a streak of God knows what on my face. And they're a little bit, it's like being in the zoo. They're like that, ooh, from behind the gates. But then they see how I'm interacting with the animals. And more importantly, they see how the animals are interacting with me. And so from the gates, they're like, wow, your animals, they're so loving. So that's like phase 2. And then phase 3 is, no. I say, you know, the animals are down there, and they're like, oh, okay. No, they're not going to go down. But it's so lovely to see the people who stand at the gate to say, all righty, I'll open up and I'll go in. And they are just met by a wave of love.
And how do you feel? You're already 4 years in this piece of land.
Yeah.
Started with, I don't know, it was probably, I don't know if it was abandoned or it was not cultivated, at least.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Maybe
It
that's a
hadn't
better
been
word.
abandoned, but it was very old-fashioned.
And now you created, this is a huge piece of land, how I remember it, because I was there.
Yes.
And how do you feel? I don't know, did you hear the call of the land there, what to put somewhere?
Well,
did you, of course, because you're also, this feminine principle is guiding you.
Yes. No, I don't think it started like that. I'm a very visual person and, you know, quite mystical. So I noticed the strong white gates at the start of the property. And I tuned into that very, very quickly. And I, you know, I came up with the word threshold. There's a threshold here. There's life outside of ЛeConte, and there's going to be life inside of ЛeConte. So I began to like structure the sense of this threshold, that when you open the white gates, you're opening into a new world. And being a storyteller, you know, that was quite a fantasy world. But then it matured and it became a real solid feeling of you're entering into a new Eden. And I've gone back, back to scripture to find out the principles of the Garden of Eden, the rules of the Garden of Eden, and the harmony and the balance, and how man and woman were there to serve the wellness and the thriving of all life in Eden. They were not top of the pyramid. That they, I think it says something like, and Adam and Eve shall have dominion over the Garden of Eden. And we think dominion means we're going to rule, we're going to proclaim the law. Dominion means serve. To have dominion over Eden means you are serving Eden. It's a bit like the Holy Grail. You don't go chasing the Holy Grail to have it. You go looking for the Holy Grail to serve it. You're going to serve the Grail.
You were serving really well also there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also, the people I met on this journey actually of writing was for me it was also very inspiring journey. It transformed also my being, because once you get on this way, on the path,
yes,
it leads you places that you don't even know that you have it also within.
Yes.
But seeing this for real, it's like it's not something like we talked, it's not the castles in the clouds, but it's very, very
Yes.
down to earth.
Yes.
Very down to earth, embodiment, and also some practicality,
Yeah.
So it's masculine and feminine principles, actually, both.
Yes.
And
There was an interesting moment that happened a few weeks ago. So me and Petey, we were just like laying down in a meadow with all our goats. It's like, oh, amazing. I think I was using a goat belly to lay my head on. So I'm rising and falling with the goats breathing. And the smell of the goat, I just love goat smell. It was heaven. It was heaven. And then in the village, the air raid siren went off. The sound for war.
Okay, yeah.
And me and Petey, we didn't even budge. I just rolled my head to him and I said, do you think we should be concerned about this in a lazy way? And he went, nah. And for a moment I went, gosh, I wonder if it really is a siren for war.
Oof.
And I promise you, all of me said, well, if that's the case, there is no better place. There is no better place than right here, right now. So what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say there is such goodness and wellness and strength and vitality of the human being in doing what we're doing, that even when massive fears cross your mind, doesn't even do any damage anymore. That siren, it was like,
yeah, that's
we didn't know it was a test. It was just a test. So our brains, our nervous systems thought for a moment, wow, this could be real. And then we just looked around at the goats. So be it. Yeah.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
It's a powerful message.
Yeah.
And these are now I see these, all of you that are creating with the land and living in that way.
Yeah.
That are really lighthouses.
Yeah.
For the world now.
Yes. Yes.
And and you are the ones that are balancing the systems. So also actually creating the new one.
Yeah.
I hope that a lot of people turn the head in this direction.
I really pray so. I really urge and support and, sound the beacon, light the bonfires. Let this message be known. If you're toying with the idea, stop toying and go for it. Go for it this year. We started our project right at the beginning of COVID. It did not make sense to obtain this property, to obtain this land. It seemed ridiculous. So it was not a favorable time to do something like this, but we did it anyway.
Actually, it never is a proper time, really.
No.
Yeah. And look at now, it's 4 years and the land gained the momentum, I guess. Do you feel that of course, it communicates with you, but what is the difference that you feel in 4 years within yourself, like in your system, in your body, in your mind, in your everything?
I feel, well, not one part, the most important part of our place is the water. We have about 8 springs. We have 2 massive, massive springs, and we've got 6 other little springs dotted all over the place. And this is a huge volume of water. We've got rivers as well. And one of our main focuses has been to clean up this water. Is there anything that 𝘰𝘰𝗋𝗋 is doing to dirty or to soil the water in some way? At the beginning, yes. So that was one of our first jobs. Right. From here on in, no more waste going into the water. We're going to clean up the rivers. We're going to clean up the banks. We're going to clean up the floor of the source. And you said, you're glowing. I know that's from the water. My mum is over 80. She doesn't have anything wrong with her. She's running around like a little girl. She's even more athletic and flexy than me. I know it's the water. And of course, great ladies like Veda Austin and the new consciousness of water. So we've been applying all of these new understandings of water and what it is and how it can communicate and does communicate to us. Yeah.
I feel like we are really now bridging our land with your water.
Nice.
With your land.
Yes.
It's like flowing.
Yes.
The garden of love.
Yes.
We've
been doing a lot of that, taking a bit of water here, dropping it off there, picking some up, bringing it back home. So definitely making bridges across the continents.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that was a powerful message, really, in the times of these chaotic times when the war is on the blink of.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how we are with this, but
yes.
Very close to.
Yes, extremely.
And that peace is what these places are emanating.
Yes.
Into the world.
Immense peace. Because there is nowhere else we'd rather be. There's no one else we'd rather be with. So there's no fear of losing. So even if a great big, I'm not even going to say the word, but it begins with B. So let's just say a great big bee lands in this region. It's okay. I'm with 𝗕𝘰, I'm with my mum, I'm with the animals, I'm on the land.
How are people in France? Do you feel like in France, because you're living there, are conscious about this reality that is like a new reality, just in front of their eyes growing, or still not?
In the region we're in the Ariège, and we're also on the border of the 𝘈𝘐. This Languedoc, now known as Occitanie, this region, oh yes, it is years ahead of the rest of France. So this really is our alternative corner. It's always been this way. This region has always been different to the rest of mainland France. And I believe it goes back to Mary Magdalene.
Just wanted to say this.
This was her sacred feminine transmission. And then the Cathars and the troubadours, they came along, same transmission. They lived in this way. The church of love was in the forest. The Cathars didn't have buildings. They met by oak trees and springs. So this region has remained intact with its sacred feminine principles.
Yeah. And people feel this, huh? People come there from, I guess.
That's why they come. That's why they come. Yeah. It has never been taken. It has never been extinguished. It reigns supreme.
I feel that in these times, even here in Slovenia, also like the pristine wisdom from the ancient times, it's now coming back to life.
Yeah.
We just need to be open to it because, and in this matter, you know, connected.
Yes.
Like aligned with ourselves, with our true nature.
Yes.
To really hear it and to unveil it, because it was hidden.
Yes.
I guess in ourselves and in the ground.
Yes. Yes.
And now it's coming back. It's coming to life in Slovenia. I see many you know, yeah, like this ancient knowledge, wisdom. It's like really surfacing now to the through people, and it's powerful, and I like what I see. At the same time, because at the same time, the artificial world, the technocratic world, it's strong.
Yes.
And artificial intelligence and everything, it's insane.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the natural intelligence is also
absolutely, it's
coming out,
back. And it's kind of like, you know, as the AI increases, so does the natural world. AI, natural world. So, you know, in some sort of mystical sense of understanding, that which we don't want to be part of is actually an ally, because it's making us choose and choose and choose again. So that's quite a mystical way of looking at things. So when you think you have an adversary, it's actually an alliance. It might not be the kind of ally you want to make an alliance with, but it chases you into becoming who you are.
Yeah, I hope. I'm not sure if everybody will get this message. I don't know, and I'm not sure how you feel about this, that at some point that will be like just a choosing, or yes or no, no more path in between. So this is what I'm not sure. Where are we? Not yet.
Yes. Yeah.
Or we will get a new opportunity. I'm not sure how. No. What does the land say at your place?
Well, I have this mantra that came from a UK shaman called Leo Rutherford. Now, I'm talking 40 years ago. He said to me, remember only one thing: nature takes care of her own. Now, that doesn't mean you're chosen or you survive or you get away unscathed. It just means nature takes care of her own. And that has to be a question mark. That has to be a mystery. We don't know what that means. But that sounds good enough for me.
Now I remember from Avatar, you know, the movie. This quote also, the nature doesn't take sides.
No.
It only chooses balance. It always strives towards balance. So whatever is not in balance.
Yes.
Yeah.
And who knows, everything might be her own.
Yeah.
So when you say nature takes care of her own, that's actually everything.
That's actually everything.
Yeah.
True that.
Yeah.
True that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's a lot here in when I was publishing the book, a lot of people, young families came to me, and they were like inspired by the message and the direction that the book showed them. And a lot of people made a one step towards the new reality that they were already like pulled into, but they didn't quite know where to or how to step or how to make a step.
Yes.
And I don't know, how do you feel with this? Do you also see that kind of field going on? Or...
Yes, yes, yes. We have definitely inspired a lot of people to have goats. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, when people are with us, the choice gets made. Like, right, that's it. We're going back to England and we're selling up. Or we're going back to America and we're selling up. So we do hear a lot of that. And I would say, yeah, 40% follow up on that.
That's quite,
no.
actually, that's quite a number. Yeah.
It is. And it's a lot of Americans because, you know, they've also got the Trump administration happening. But there's this real feeling of okay, that's it. We need to get out of here. So, you know, Trump and then coming to LeConte, seeing the Eden, feeling the Eden, and like, right, okay, that's it, let's go. And they're doing it. It's like a mass migration going on at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to hear this also, you know, from all over the borders from the countries.
Yes.
To see that it's quite a lot is happening. And I know that these are not stories that will be publicly known, but yeah.
Yes. And I would say, you know, it's not enough to just get a little country cottage. You've got to be working with the land. You've got to be working with nature. That's the way. So just because you've left your apartment in New York and you're now living in a rural French village, brilliant. But you have to start serving. You have to start changing the reason you're alive. Usually we're alive for just me, myself, and I. What can I gain? What can I get? That's the bit that's got to change. And when that changes, the grace, the worth, the purpose, the happiness, the joy, that's when that good stuff starts coming.
Yeah. Yeah, beautiful. But probably not everybody will be able to, you know, have a piece of land and work with the land in this way.
Yes.
But I always say you can start with one, you know, maybe one little plant in your apartment or something.
Absolutely.
And yeah, or
maybe,
animal.
Yes. Oh, yes, like Jess.
Yeah.
You know, start working on someone else's garden.
Or
yes. Little allotment. Maybe a bit of communal parkland. You know, little village green, something like that. Something that was just forgotten.
Yeah, I think this spirit is also coming back to life. Yeah. At least here in some parts of Slovenia, I feel it's so alive now, this community feeling.
Yeah.
And you also, I think you built or still are building the community at your place where you are.
Yes.
How do you feel now welcomed there in the...
Oh,
yeah.
At the beginning, it was very difficult for me. I was really struggling, resisting the amount of people that were on site and never feeling that I had my private space anymore. But that was a lot of pride. That was a lot of personal pride, a lot of, you know, ego and selfishness. So working away, softening, praying, jumping in the water. Yeah, now I love it. Now I'm really at home. I'm really comfortable. Doesn't matter at all how many people are here. It's wonderful to just have this ever-changing community, people everywhere doing all sorts of things. And I feel incredibly graced to be able to say, so far, everything has been extremely respectful. People are valuing the place. There's been nothing that I had to address in a harsh way. Everyone has been very graceful, very respectful, honoring of everything that this place is. And that was my concern. My concern was that people would trash the place. Yeah, that it would all get a little bit wild and unruly, but it doesn't.
Probably they're now happy too that you are there, huh? They're learning for their own now.
Yes, yes, yeah.
So for me, it's fascinating to see how then really how this works. It really starts with, with 1-2 persons, I mean, and the land, of course, and then the effect that it has on the community.
Yeah.
At first, it's hard. Also, I met people that they had a hard time at the beginning when settling somewhere.
Yes.
And they were like seen like some strange people, hippies or something.
Yes.
And now people are starting to come and ask them, how did they do this, and how, if they can help they can learn.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Anastasia said, like it will affect then the system.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful things going on. We just need to stand these lights, because sometimes I know it's hard. I know it can come to the point that people I don't know, I noticed that some people are like giving up the hope because they don't see enough people turning this way.
Yeah. And that's really important to not give up the hope, because hope is more than wishful thinking. Hope creates like a chemical cocktail on the inside that keeps your flame burning. Your light, your desire, your longing. And if these important qualities like hope, trust, longing, if these superpowers of the human being go out, then that is so not good. You must share it. You must, if you feel that your hope is dwindling, you must do something about it to fire it back up in some way. Don't let this old world extinguish your hope.
That's a nice message. I mean, good message to also for the people.
Yeah.
By all means, we have to hold by this flame.
Yes. Yes.
That's why this glow that I see now, it shines, and then it can light other people. Yeah.
Nice.
Do you think it's something else that you would share here?
I do, as I said, quite a mystical person. I do believe in the second coming. I do. And I believe it's the sacred feminine. I believe this is that Christ that folks are waiting for the second coming. It's not going to be a male Jesus of Nazareth. It's not going to be one person. It's going to be in as many people as possible. And the shape or the persona is now a feminine face, a feminine silhouette. And it's up there, we might go, oh, Jesus of Nazareth, amazing. He was the Messiah, a mighty God. Well, this that we are serving in your book is that in its feminine form. It does not belong to a religion.
Yeah.
It has been around before religion was established. And the feminine aspect of it is returning.
Yeah, that's why I guess it's how I feel or see around that women are more now like they're guiding with their voices and acts.
Yes.
This I would say new reality or somehow they're guiding this way. They're really bringing back these principles, and
yes.
Men are following, but yeah, I still think that the feminine is now the one going through the women voices.
Yes, yes, yes. Petey and I are often talking about this.
Yeah.
You know, I can see Petey. He's interested, very, very interested. But I think there's a part of him, and maybe all men or masculine folks, who maybe just doesn't quite fully trust it. Feels good. They're saying yes, but there's still one eye in case it doesn't work, or in case it doesn't lead to where they hope it will lead to. Whereas the feminine, she's got none of that going. She's just, this is it. This is our way. There's no what if. There's no doubt. There's no confusion in our mind. There's no struggle in our hearts.
True that.
Yeah, that's it. We offer ourselves up completely, fully and completely.
I hope that, no, but no, I'm not hoping. I know that men will follow at a point. They will open both eyes one point.
Yes.
But yeah, that's right. That's actually made now me thinking it's true. They're not yet that.
Not quite.
Quite.
No. They can see the women leading. There's no doubt about that now. And I would say the majority of them are comfortable with that. They can see it's such a strong wave. They can't hold it back. So there's definitely a surrender, like, wow, the women are leading the way. I think I'm okay with that. And they're like that, oh, I am okay with that. Whether I can fully come along at this moment with the same amount of trust, they want to, they really want to. But a few more things has to be worked out, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, trusting the feminine. You know, what does that mean? Well, their mothers, their daughters, their sisters, their partners. That's what they might have to heal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were huge wounds here, so I guess it takes time.
Yes. Is the feminine gonna castrate me? You know, that's our ancient past. Is the feminine gonna ask for the penis? That's their fear, you know, to be castrated in some way by a fierce, dominant, feminine deity.
Yeah.
And it's like, guys, we're just got a few goats. We're just walking with goats and growing vegetables.
Yeah, they really need to. This is something, it really takes time because of years of, I don't know, like not years, eras of mistrust and all the wounds that happen on the way.
The wounds, the betrayals,
the betrayal, and
the entrapments, the manipulation, the coercement. Oh, you know, I think us ladies, we really had our moment with the Me Too movement. You know, that was just radical. Not had our moment, but that was a really big step in reclamation of our agency, of our empowerment, of our respect and our value. See, men haven't had anything like that yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is also
They're
true.
still falling to pieces. They're still realizing, oh my God, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. Is anything fucking true? You know, we don't care whether it's a lie. We expect it to be a lie. Don't worry about it. We're busy over here creating Eden. Doesn't matter if that old world I was once part of is based on lies. It really doesn't matter. Over here, everything's based on truth.
Yeah, that's one thing. That's a really thing. Here, everything is based on truth.
Yes.
And it gives you a different, really different perspective.
Yeah.
The illusions just cannot stand here, cannot stay. It's not a place for illusions.
No.
Yeah, they fall really quickly.
Yeah.
I guess this connection, like we lost this connection with Earth, and now we are gaining it back. But in this connection, everything is actually hidden.
Yes. Yeah.
And we are healing, like we are coming back into being a part of nature, because we are nature, as you say.
Yes.
We are not separated, but
yeah.
So these gardens, and I mean gardens, I say them gardens, I don't know. I just had this feeling like it's family homesteads, you can say king's domain, but for me it was like, this is really a garden of love.
Yeah.
Oh, this, you know, this title just came in and I need to use it.
Yeah.
And as you say then, yeah, coming back to Eden, like the way back to Eden.
Yes, yes.
It's a lot of love. It gives us back hope and our own connection. And we are becoming a sovereign beings. So this is with, yeah.
Yes.
The world calls for it.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Right, I have another call in about 10 minutes.
So I think we just wrapped out nicely now.
Yes, that's beautiful.
It was, yeah, really came back to Garden of Love. Thank you for this invite and the sharing, and also for the reading of the book and the inspiration along.
Thank you for taking the time to make the journey, to research, to account, to share it with us.
Oh, yeah, I hope it will reach many of people and give them this recognition, or, you know, remember them.
Yes.
So thank you that you're one of them.
Oh, thank you, sweetie.
Yeah. Thanks everybody that joined.
Thank you, everybody. Yeah.
And yeah, I hope that you also got something from this talk, some inspiration, and yeah, for the book, I can show it. It's here. This is in physical. You didn't get it in physical, and Aletheia, you just get it in the like ebook, but it's available otherwise now in Amazon.
Yes, I'm going to get a copy for the library. I'm going to turn it into a coffee table book so that everyone who goes into the library is on the table.
Wow.
They can just start thumbing through it.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thanks for this, really. And you know, with us, it's also the designer and illustrator of the book, Jana. My friend Jana, she designed the book. She made this cover, you know, also I don't know if you see it.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah, there she is.
Yes.
Yeah, let's
great artist,
spread the word far and wide.
Exactly. And our woman voices.
Yes.
We just, you know, we just had an event that it's going to be a movement, Woman Voices Bridging the World.
Oh, wow.
Yes, inspired by the book. And now with Jana, we made a huge event, beautiful actually event and we are going with this. I will invite you into spreading the,
Oh, great.
Yes, because it's our time. We need to be the peace for the world.
Yes. Okay, everybody.
Okay.
Mwah. Many blessings on you.
And huge love to everybody. And
Yeah.
to you and Aletheia. And I hope we see you in France.
Yes, yes, yes. See you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.